have to switch it on to record the call. I got it. I got it. I know that now. Notes. Where are we? So, I'm going to go back here and I'll go full circle with this. I know it's an odd title. 3 top business hacks from Tony Soprano. However, like it or not, probably the most successful business in New York City is the mob. 100 years on, you still pay them. It's said that 15% of all construction costs go direct to them. And they're very profitable because they spend so little on paperwork, allegedly. So I got this the other day, and it was something in my Facebook memories. And it kind of goes full circle to where I started. Because I was told by Pearson McDonald when I first got started knocking on doors. I was broke, but I saw everyone's paycheck, and it's similar to this business. You see people making a shit ton of money. You go like, oh, what are they doing? It's different. Nothing really. And I was told by Pearson, you need to learn 1 presentation to perfection and go knock on 300 doors a day. And that was intimidating. 300 doors, that's a lot. It never was. But he set the bar high. We did it this weekend with 20 new customers. I know it's a month-long contest, but we set the bar high at the weekend with, the Father's Day presentation, and the other things. So I never got to 300 doors. What I did get is really good at knocking on doors. I had different motivation. A, it was freezing cold in Canada. I didn't have gloves. So I literally was freezing on the street. And B, I was hungry. And, you knock on these doors. And I learned from Tim Mulcahy. He said, hey, you know what? Go work with the Europeans. It's huge. If you don't know Toronto, it's a hugely multicultural city. Probably more than most on the planet. So he said, go and work the Italian neighborhoods. Go work the Portuguese neighborhoods. And I know one thing for sure, because, I don't know about where you live, but if you've grown up with Europeans, there's always food there. There's always food there. There's always something on the pot. So I go in these houses and I learned really, by desperation how to get in. I don't always get fed. That was my motivation. However, of the 3 areas, learn 1 presentation to perfection, go tell it to 300 people a day. The biggest improvement came on the 300 people a day. And it's the same in this business. The biggest improvement you can make is the attraction. I'll know more today probably, but he was talking about putting bonuses out for creativity. Whatever that means, social media presumably. So we can work on that and get better at that, and we are getting better at that. I've seen Jeremy's whatever that Jeep pickup thing was, I'm like, holy shit, that's cool. I post the pictures of old cars because that's the people love. So we get better at it rather than just, hey girl, this is my whatever flavor you've got. Has anyone tried this cotton candy yet, by the way? Yeah? Not a bunch of it here. I should really open it, try it, I suppose. And it's just a weird thing, cotton candy. It's an American thing, isn't it? So you learn a presentation to perfection. Ours is very simple. You start a basic conversation. What do you know about ketones and ketosis? Nothing, everything, doesn't matter. I didn't have this down when I started. I was getting to conversation with people. I don't anymore. Great, if I send you a quick 4-minute info video, will you watch it? Let me know if it makes sense to you. Boom, and then go to the next one. When we get back to you, how to follow up. And things come to me. So Tim Mulcahy, who was the guy that originally hired me, so you guys are meeting, no doubt, he'll pop up. And he had a younger brother that started in the business after me. And there was always that little bit of nepotism. Because it was always Tim's brother. It doesn't matter how good I was, it was still Tim's brother. And we really compete. We both set out to get, I think they called him an Audi 5000 over there, an Audi 100 over in Europe, or actually a 200, it's a turbo. We both set out to get one by Christmas, whatever year it was, 87, maybe 88. and we both hit it. His was better than mine. He kicked my ass. Just in direct competition. It was never sort of set up as a competition, but we knew we were pushing each other. Kind of the same in this business. A few years later, so Brennan would have been about 22. He shows up, he's got a brand new, some new car guys will know this, XJS convertible, a black one, Jaguar XJS convertible. He got a letter from Jaguar telling him he was the youngest person that ever bought a brand new Jaguar, 22 years old. And, you know, back then that was a cool car. Right now it's a piece of shit, let's face it, it's an old Jaguar. And we're driving around this neighborhood, or Woodbridge, Ontario, just so happened it's a completely Italian subdivision, maybe 50,000 population, probably more now. And we're actually looking for somewhere to eat, so we're just driving around this subdivision. And we see a bunch of guys knocking on doors. And it turns out they were knocking on doors for gas discounts. And that was one of our businesses, gas discounts, telecom discounts. And Brennan just pulls over, and Brennan's really, or he was really young looking, like really young looking. It's about 16 when he was 22. And he's driving the brand new black Jaguar. It's a beautiful summer day, and the roof's down, and I'm sat in the passenger seat. And Brennan just looks at these guys and goes, you know, I used to do that. I'm like, what? What you're doing? Knocking on doors for gas discounts. And you look at Brennan, look at the car, look at Brennan, look at the car, look at Brennan, look at the car. And one of them says, why are you driving a car like that then? Because it just knocks on a lot of doors. That applies in our business. And the 3 tips from Tony Soprano, I believe I put it out there yesterday, is you've got to invest in time, money, or connections. Preferably all 3. What does that mean in our business? Well, time, we talk about time blocking. Commit to time. You know, we've got lots of things. We've got to sort of commit to that time where, hey, what do I need to jump on? Do I need to be on Playbook this weekend? Well, yeah. Do I need to sit on Keto Academy all the time? Well, for belief system, I've been through so many Keto Academies and things now, my belief's absolute. So if I miss one speaker on a Keto Academy, I'm fine. The tools like the Playbook tools are really beneficial. So we've got time. We've already invested the money. And let's face it, you should be pretty much getting all your ketones free. And I know Mandy Mitchell was speaking about this, and Dawn did a training on it last week about, you know, reinvest in the Max Brand Builder, and your profit by your promo flavors. Buy 4 boxes and sell on 3. I'm not going to go into that, but that's leveraging the money without actually having to dip into your pocket. Connections. Well, our business is based around attract, connect, experience. I've spoken about this so many times about local connections. Like build local, think global. There's someone in your neighborhood that has relatives in Hong Kong or Italy or Belgium or Canada or Mexico. There's someone. So those connections, local groups. This morning I've started firing this back up, sort of out there in public. I mean, we've been doing it right through. I run what's called my friend Greg and I run something called, we just call it the Unruly Entrepreneurs Club, because there's loads of entrepreneurs clubs and they're always in business attire, like they're not to me. And so we run one that's a little bit different. And the first one we did this was back in 18 months ago, 2 years ago. It was myself and Greg that showed up, and Greg's a photographer and he's an entrepreneur again. He's a friend of mine. So we just showed up to meet about writing a movie script, and he said, oh, see you next Tuesday. Actually, this has been recorded, not everyone knows what that means. Whoops. That was right up there with Mom's Love Productions, wasn't it? It was on. It's right up there. At least I'm consistent. And so I just so happened to shout that across the patio. Dawn's been to this place. We used to have keto wine nights there. Second nature. There wasn't really a lot of keto stuff about it. We definitely wine for it. And you know, I just shouted across, oh, see you next Tuesday. He said he'd come back, and the next Tuesday he comes back with 1 person. So there's 3 of us there. The next week there's 4 of us there. Within, I want to say 5 or 6 weeks, there was 20 people showing. all completely different. And we have basic, we have a basic format for it. No pitching, no selling, just connecting, great conversations, and make sure you spend some money on a coffee at least for sure. That's it. But to build connections and to leverage connections, Greg's a promoter, doesn't do much. I met another guy through Greg who just joined with 10 days the other day. And that's kind of how it builds out. Time, money, connections. However, we've got one powerful tool that I know we're all on the plane, myself included. Whenever I've done best, including this business, by the way, there was 1 month I just killed MVP in like 3 days. I didn't actually do much. It was somebody who works in another business, had a conflict of interest. She couldn't do 2 things. So she just kept referring people to me because she was getting results. And I'd send her some free stuff, and I gave her the option, said I can't do it. And she kept doing that, and it's the leverage of referrals. And if you think about this, and again, Dawn did something like the other day, training on the other day, is, to quote Tony Soprano, like put them to work, put your people to work. Free stuff. Because there's only so many people we can talk to in a day. However, if you've got 5, 10, 15, 50 customers, like leverage the referral network. Hey, George, I didn't want to not let you know. You do know that you qualify for free products. Not just every 4th month, but you can get it free every month. You're aware of this? Without being a promoter? What? Most people are not even aware. Sometimes our systems are so good to prove it, but sometimes we kind of get lost in the lack of human touch because like everything we do, you get an email about this, you get on the pulse app, you get this and that and the other. But who's paying attention to them? I don't know. I'll tell you this, most of your customers are paying less attention to them than you are. We're constantly like, oh, the pulse, what's coming, flavor drop, whatever, promo. Customers not like this. The most powerful tool we have is referrals. To master that, it's mastering the art of third party. I'll give you 3 big, huge points of leverage with this. Number 1, it gives your customers credibility. Like, believe in yourself. You are more expert than your customer. You are more expert than your customer. I can see Paul on here. What if one of Paul's customers needs to lose 70 pounds? But they know someone else that needs to lose 70 pounds. The customer's not the ideal point of contact. Well, point of contact, but not the ideal referral, because they can have the conversation with Paul because, the difference between coach and a mentor is a mentor's already been there and done it. And you can apply that to anything, any benefit that you've got from here. So number 1, gives your people credibility. Huge. It's like me saying to Paul, hey, just show up at HQ and just say Tony sent you, and anyone gets in shit, just say it's all Tony's fault. OBPU's best friend. It's just credibility. Dawn, I don't just on her dropping the kids off. You'll know. In fact, Jeremy knows this. I don't know which event it was. I was hey, if you see one of the speakers, just walk up to him and say, hey, Tony said to have a selfie with you. It's like that initial nervousness, really, I can just walk up to this. Yeah, just say Tony said. And all it's for is just that little bit of credibility. I mean, they'll do it with anyone, but it's that little bit of credibility. It gives you credibility. Jeremy's the perfect example. It's Josh Perry. Josh Perry. If you don't know Josh, he's a cool guy. He's got a great backstory. He's a BMX guy. Hey, can you get me a photo? Yeah, Josh, come here. I'm busy. I know. Just fucking come here. Oh, okay. It's credibility. I don't know the first frigging thing about BMX. I didn't even know there was stunts. I've got a fly here on my speedo. I didn't know there was stunt people in races. I didn't know. Ken told me that. I just thought BMX was BMX. I didn't have any credibility in that space. However, I will leverage Josh all the time for my own credibility. I don't need to be a BMX pro or a stuntman or anything. So number one, referrals give your people credibility. That, you know, everyone wants to be connected. So like Soprano. Yeah, I'm connected to a guy. If you've got a picture out there with whoever it may be, Dr. Andy, Ken Cohen, anyone, that's leverage. That gives you credibility. So number one. Number two, you'll understand this. It's easier to be direct with strangers. Sometimes if it's friends and family, and it's like, oh, I feel a little bit awkward asking for money. Oh, is it this? Let's address the elephant in the room. Oh, I feel just a little bit awkward. Whereas if you're on a three-way with someone, it doesn't matter. You're not, I mean, there's a connection there, but it's easy for you to ask someone for money on their behalf. That makes sense. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense to you guys. So I know where we've got it, yeah? I just want to make sure I explain it correctly. So when you're connecting on a three-way and they've watched the video, great. The ideal thing to do is try them and see how they speak to you. We can hook you up with a mixed 5-day experience for $40 or a 10-day for $70. We can hook you up with a 10-day for $70, or you can get twice as much on George's site for $99. Which is best for you? George is out of his own loop because he doesn't feel awkward asking about it. So number one, gives you people credibility. Number two, it's easier to be direct with strangers when they come in from referrals, and make sure you're on a three-way with them, not just a random referral. Time efficiency, number three. You've got 50 customers and they're all out there sending you a customer per month because they want to do stuff. How long would it take you to get 50 customers? But if you've got 50 people getting one each, it's time efficiency. It's not what we know or who we know, it's who they know. But more important than that, it's who they know who they know. And Rutherford talks about this all the time. Tap reading. It doesn't matter where they are in your organization. It makes no difference. If your team volume and your group volume are about the same, you're not tap reading. I don't like Rutherford could tell you who's on brand new on level 17. I haven't got a freaking clue where people are. But I also don't care. But we're not flippantly. I mean, I will work with anyone who wants to work, put me on a three-way. It doesn't matter to me. It's like, well, the too many people removed, or this and that, the other. It's just simply getting it done. So I am going to wrap it at that because Dawn is doing weird shit with women again this morning. Weights or something. Whatever. And just going to reiterate there. With our business, we don't even need to know that presentation. It's a 4-minute info bit. All we got to know is how to get it out. That's all we got to master. Speak to enough people, we connect with enough people, time, money, connections. Well, we've leveraged the money, we've done that bit. Time is time blocking. Connections is the key. Attract, connect, experience. The more connections you've got, and it's said with Malcolm Gladwell, if you're familiar with Malcolm Gladwell, great author, in my personal opinion, sort of stuff I would read and listen to. And so there are 3 types of people in the 21st century: mavens, salespeople, and connectors. Mavens, from the Yiddish, means someone who's a specialist in a certain area. Someone like a Dr. Andy or Dr. Ryan, whoever it may be. Or it could be, you know, Jesse Lee with social media. They're like a maven. Salespeople, there is no time for them in the 21st century. I didn't realize, I never use Amazon. I used it yesterday, and today it's Prime Day. Like, that's me at Amazon. I'm black, but I don't know what Prime Day is, but Amazon don't sell stuff. I can see here, like, emails. Somehow I've downloaded an email thing, and I've got people hitting me up. Groupon, Reach Yoga, free webinar. They don't sell, they just send me information. It's the same with us. We just send information out. Maven salespeople, the powerful tool in this century is connectors. the most powerful tool we've got is connections. You can apply that to selling Soprano. You can apply that to truck driving. You can apply that to BMX. You can apply it to being a grandma. You can apply it to online training. You can apply that to everything. Connections, connect. You can do so locally now that things are open back up. Pretty sure they're open up where everyone is. We closed, but I'm pretty sure there's no Canadians on here. I know they got hit pretty hard. So we've got that right now. Let's work on this month. Okay, it's Tuesday. Just have a look over the next 24 hours. How many customers on Smart Trip? And then tomorrow we'll come up with a plan of how to work those referrals. So you're looking for Smart Trip customers right now. Guys, peace out. I've got to get off here because Dawn wants to bust some muscles or do some squats or whatever. Punch some people. I don't know. Yeah. Hey, here's my gym. You want to see my gym? Yeah. That's it. It's not some kinky shit. It's a resistance band. That's it. So, it hangs up and doesn't do anything, but it's there. So I'm doing it by osmosis. Take a look at it. Jesse Lee says, oh yeah, I have a Peloton. It's a great place to hang my dirty laundry. So there we go. Guys, biggest takeaway from this call on call leadership right now is so good because that's what engages other people. That itself is like a referral. So peace out. I'm around all day. I've got a meeting, local meetup. Maybe you should do some of those or could do some of those or coffee mornings or whatever it may be. Just think about that, how you could expand locally. Peace out. Thanks for joining in. And Dawn, thanks for setting up the recording.